So here's a tweet about the information age. In the information age, promotion became free through the advent of the internet. Time became the currency. More money, more time. What is time? Moving on. What is the currency of the next age? Is it Bitcoin? Jaden Smith's smash new LP? Nepotism? Thanks, and please leave me a comment below. So, in the information age, promotion became free through the advent of the internet. So, of course, we are now in the full-on, I would call it late-stage information age, in which everybody, for the most part, if they choose to, has access to a computer, to a smartphone, or otherwise is accessing the internet. Now, I know some of our senior citizens, of course, they haven't moved on into the digital realm. My grandmother, rest in peace, Grandma, never actually, we had to really try hard to get her to get a touch-tone phone, if you can understand that. So she never really moved on into this digital realm that we have found ourselves in, that you're watching this on right now. But a lot of people, even elderly people, even the people that are less advantaged, everybody has access to this one great resource. And it's called, well, unless you live in a rural area with low internet coverage, the internet, the interweb. And through the internet, yes, we do pay fees to get online. There are free services for ISPs, internet service providers, but we do generally just pay our fee and then whatever services we want, Netflix or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime, whatever we're subscribed to, may it be an individual content creator or someone using an app like Locals that allows you to monetize your work. We have a lot of different options for monetizing ourselves on the internet. I do have a new video out, deplatforming, depersoning, demonetizing, debanking deplorable. Check that out on BitChute and YouTube for an angle on the demonetization and demonetization that involves the modern religion of censorship. So we have this resource that generally everybody, it's a modern public square, it's a large place of commerce and information sharing. You can go on an epistemological journey using the internet, but you can also make a whole lot of money. But with people that are, using ad revenue, for example, and of course if you're censored, they'll tell you it's not the algorithm, it's the advertisers. But we don't want to talk about just censorship right now. We want to talk about potential. We want to be positive, optimistic, and not talk about the dark side of the internet commerce and capitalism. So time became the currency because people are providing a free service. Back in the day, my grandmother used to say, well, you pay $0.25 to go to the theater, and they'd give you the drink for free. And they'd give you popcorn. Popcorn was a nickel. So even 70, 75 years ago, it was 25 cents you were paying to pay for this service, this movie, this entertainment that you were taking part in and observing and enjoying. And now you pay one set fee to your ISP, and things like this video here are essentially free. So at that point, you've kind of removed money from the equation. We all have access to the internet for the most part. Of course, many of us are less advantaged in that regard across the entire world. I do hope that one day we can all move to the digital realm, so wars of weaponry and military and death and destruction can end, and we can go into the world of ideas. Check out my video, The War of Ideas. But time is the currency. You have to invest, time. They say time is money, of course, that's the cliche. But you have to invest your time in watching a certain content creator, or, taking time to look at whatever you're looking at, maybe social media, maybe you're reading a website, reading articles on thehill.com, wherever you might be, you're putting your time in. And you're not paying money, essentially. You're not, unless you're subscribed. After the ISP fee, it's all free. More money, more time. And then I asked this, at the time it was kind of a pseudo-profound question, but it was also kind of satirical. I say, what is time? What is time? Time is moving on. The only thing that stays constant is change. And for the optimistic and the positive thinkers among us, hope. So, moving on, what is the currency of the next age? Bitcoin? Jaden Smith's smash new LP? Nepotism? Well, this is a great question because right now we're in a transitional period in this country of the United States of America and this world. Because we have this little thing, it's called coronavirus, also known as COVID-19. Now, I'm sure if this video has not been removed already, it may be permanently demonetized for saying some of these terms. I've also referred to it as the China virus, so there's certainly other ways you can talk about it that may or may not be affected by the algorithm or the censors. So, but we have this situation where the world economy and the economies of individual countries are being essentially reformatted. The value of things is changing. We're finding companies that are no longer necessarily incentivized to have office space. So the real estate industry is changing. We have a lot of money being printed. Of course, when you create money, you inflate the money, you inflate currency. For the most part, if you have any exceptions to the rule, leave a comment below, please. Like I say in the bottom of this tweet. But we are seeing the price of oil go down. Oil we used to have this thing called the petrodollar. Now it's becoming, certain types of oil, crude, unrefined, all these different types of oils are being, the prices are all over the place. They used to be essentially money, and now we're seeing a change in the value of oil. Gold has been changing quite a bit. I have a couple of friends that invest in gold. They invest in the stock market. They invest in all these different kinds of currencies and different materials and things. Silver is out there as well. And then you have this entire other world called cryptocurrency. So with the internet, we also have cryptocurrency, which is generally used to trade between people that generate content or make products for the internet. You have Bitcoin, Litecoin, and all these other things. I know that Scott Adams, his company, has the WEN token. Check out Scott Adams Says on Twitter. I like to watch his periscopes. So you have all these different currencies, and of course, I throw in a joke here. Jaden Smith's smash new LP, Nepotism. Because, well, the only way that Jaden Smith could ever get a job is through corruption. Family corruption, nepotism. Hey, Jaden, I love you, man. You got a great heart. You're an artistic soul. But I'm sorry, bro. Your dad got the magic, and you, well, you're just living in his shadow. So it happens. It happens. We never hear about Michael Jordan's son, right? And how many times do you actually hear good things about Donald Trump's children? Maybe Ivanka once in a while, but frankly, sometimes the apple doesn't fall from the tree. It doesn't fall far from the tree. In your case, well, it probably fell into a gully somewhere and it's lost. Thanks, and please leave me a comment below. We certainly have a lot of questions about what's going to happen next. How is the world economy going to reform? Now that we see that people are staying in their homes, quarantined, what is the currency of the next age? When is the golden age coming? The age after the information age? Will cryptocurrency be the one thing that continues to rise in value and people begin to adopt it? They put aside fiat currency and say, hey, we got this thing called blockchain. Could be. And I've talked quite often when I talked about customer service in a past video, I talked about how I do believe that in the future, the next 20 or 30 years, it'll become increasingly important to be able to present yourself on camera, to be persuasive, to have charm, to have personality. Because frankly, we're seeing a lot of automation in the world. We're seeing a lot of computers taking over certain positions, certain jobs. And we're not going to see that entirely. It's not, there was, like I say in my video and tweet, Robotany, check it out, we control the flow of how automation advances. We are the ones that can say, as corporations are people, of course. Corporations can say, look, we're not going to fire everybody just because we have a slightly cheaper option. I think there's definitely some empathy there, as long as they're not looking at just the bottom line. It would be wise not to piss off your customer base by doing things that are just anti-human. Like if you want to get into the matrix, if you want to be in the digital age and see computers as people and say that, like, look, we don't need you. We need you as a customer. Otherwise, sit down and shut up. It doesn't really work. So I ask that as an open question. What is the next big currency? What is the next big industry that will open up and maybe accelerated by the coronavirus and how we've moved to a more safer, healthier world where we're focusing on hygiene and making sure that we're keeping ourselves safe. We're taking care of ourselves in a way that we hadn't been doing for many years. And the whole work from home revolution. I mean, I'm sure that about 20 to 30% of the people that were asked or mandated to work from home may be working from home forever. Because again, like, why would you have a building that could, and I kind of hate this reality of it, about people worrying about, we can never go back to work. We can never go back to what we were doing. We can't do stadiums, or we can't have large public gatherings anymore. I don't like that. But we have to at least brace for the possibility that we'll have changes in that regard. And there might be small changes because there's so many ways you can slow the spread. You don't have to, that you can take different risks in different areas. It doesn't have to be one size fits all. I think the idea of one size fits all is in fact pretty regressive to American values. So we'll see. It could be Bitcoin. Bitcoin might have a resurgence. Ask John McAfee about that, for sure. All right. Much like time, let's move on.